Thank you. Thank you very much for joining our today's webinar. This is the third and final webinar in this series. This webinar is on optimization of your Mac. The first two were about the cleaning and the security. This is the final in the series, but the series will be repeated again in 2015. So in New Year, maybe in January, maybe later, we will have this series repeated again. This session is being recorded, so in case you missed something or you joined later, tomorrow we will send you a link to the recording of the session. So do not worry, you'll be able to view it again and maybe even share it with your friend. And today, in the next 15, maybe 20 minutes, I will do my best to show you how to easily and quickly optimize the work of your computer and your work with your computer, so to say. In case you would like to have links to the recordings of the previous sessions, please either leave a comment using the chat form. You can also use the chat form, by the way, to ask any questions. And in the end of this session, I will answer 5 best of those, well, up to 5 best, not to take too much of your time. And the rest of the questions I will answer after the session using the chat form. So if you ask the question, please wait till the end of the session, and in the end I will try my best to answer your questions. In case I will not be able to answer all of your questions, sorry in advance. I will do my best. I will send you emails with the answers afterwards. So again, the recording will be available. Tomorrow you'll receive an email with the link to the recording of the session. So you will not miss anything out, I hope. Okay. Now, let's start with the thing that I usually advise our customers, the customers of MacKeeper. By the way, my name is Roman. I'm one of the support technicians here at the MacKeeper team, and usually I advise most of our customers, well, not most, but to a big portion of our customers, I advise to use the disk utility to do what is called repair of disk permissions. So let me show you how to do that. First, you need to open the Finder. The Finder icon is always the first one in the dock here in the bottom left of the screen. So if you click it, you can click Applications in the left, and from Applications go to Utilities. In case you do not have the link to applications here in the left, you can use the Go button in the top. So if you look into the top left, there will be Apple icon, then Finder, well, basically the button that represents the application that you have in front of you at the moment that you have selected, then File, Edit, View, and Go. This is a very convenient button, the Go button, which we can use to quickly access either applications or utilities. Keyboard shortcuts are also available, so for those of you who like to use keyboard shortcuts, Shift-Command-A or Shift-Command-U is a shortcut to use. You can also use the spotlight in the top left, so you can click the spotlight and type in Disk Utility. Or you can go to Utilities folder and open it from there. So let's open it. Next thing you want to do is to click on the second item in the list. So in my case, and by default, you usually have Macintosh HD there. But if you renamed your partition or your hard drive, you might have a different name here. So it's normal if you do not have Macintosh HD, if you have something else in it. So the first item will always be the name of your device of the hard drive, and the second one will be the partition on that hard drive. So you want to click on the second one, on the indented one. Click that, and now in the center at the bottom, click once on Repair Disk Permissions. What it does is it checks the database of permissions for certain system files, folders, and applications, and it checks if they are correct. So if those who need to open or write or change certain files and folders can indeed do that. the permissions might be changed to an unusual ones during the installation of some applications, or sometimes even due to simple power loss. So if you have the power cut out and your Mac goes down, you turn it on, there might be something wrong with the partitions after that magically. So I suggest doing the repair of these permissions at least once in 3-4 months. Once or twice a year at least, because, well, it will not harm your computer in any way, but it might improve its performance, because the issues with permissions might be the reason of certain invisible issues with the computer. You will not see any error messages, but there will be something wrong with the computer, like on the background. The peculiar thing is that after doing the repair of these permissions, you do need to restart the Mac. You can do that by clicking the apple in the top left and choosing restart, because otherwise these changes that it is doing at the moment will not take effect until you either shut down and then boot the computer back or restart the computer. So do not forget to restart the computer after you do the repair of these permissions. It may take some time. On older computers, it might take even half an hour, even hour. In case it takes a lot more than that, than an hour, and in case you have terrible issues with the computer when even opening some folder takes a really long time, I suggest you doing the verify disk. That will allow you to check the file system for consistency, and also for both. Do the verify disk for the Macintosh HD and for the device itself. They are slightly different processes, so I suggest you doing both, because in the worst case scenario, your hard drive may be failing completely, and you might lose all your data in a blink of an eye. That happened to me once, and well, that was terrible because I did not even have backups, which we will speak upon later as well. So you see, even on this computer, even after doing the repair of these permissions quite, well, not frequently, but once in 3 months, I still have some issues with the permissions. So once that is done, the disk utility will tell you that the repair of these permissions is done, and you need to restart the computer after that. And we will not wait, we'll just stop it. The second and quite easy thing to do to optimize your work on your computer, but something that is sometimes forgotten by users, is the fact that you need to quit applications on a Mac in order to quit them for good, for real. For those of you especially who came to Mac from Windows computers, that is something that is not quite easy to grasp and to make a habit. Now, the ways to quit application are multiple, as many things on the Mac. You can click the menu button in the top left next to Apple icon and choose quit some certain application. So if you have a different application open at the moment, you'll have its menu button in the top left. And in this case, we would like to quit the disk utility. We can click on Quit Disk Utility. The other option is to hold down the Control key and click once on the disk utility icon in the dock in the bottom panel. It will also allow us to click the Quit button. For those of you who would like to, for those of you who do not want to use your fingers and click on the Control button, you can simply click and hold on the icon in the dock for a couple of seconds, like 2-3 seconds, and the same pop-up menu will appear. You'll be able to choose the Quit. In case the application is not responding and does not want to quit normally, there is also one trick. You can, again, Control-click on the icon in the dock and then hold the Option key. That will reveal the Force Quit option. So we will be able to click Force Quit, and that will force the application to quit. We can also use the Apple menu in the top left. It has the Force Quit option as well. So if you click it, it will open up the list of currently open running applications, and we'll be able to use it to quit that certain application. And again, for those of you who love to use keyboard shortcuts, just press Command and Q. Easy to remember, I command you to quit. So let's quit the disk utility. We no longer need it. One other utility that can help us to optimize the work of the computer is the activity monitor. It is, again, in the utilities folder. For those of you who just joined us, in order to get there, you need to open the Finder, go to Applications, and from Applications, go to Utilities. Double-click on the activity monitor, which allows us to see what processes are currently running, and if some process is misbehaving, if it is using 100% CPU, for example, if it is using a lot of CPU, click it and choose Quit. Click this Quit button in the top left of the window. It will ask us again if we do want to quit that certain process. We can choose from force quit or cancel if we decided not to quit that certain process. Here we can also see how much memory is taken by certain processes and by CPU. Let's quit the activity monitor and proceed with MacKeeper. The ways to open MacKeeper are, again, multiple. So if you have saved the icon in the dock, you can use it to open MacKeeper. In case you do not have the icon in the dock, MacKeeper will always be in your Applications folder. So again, open the Finder. The Finder icon is always the first one in the dock in the bottom panel. Click it, go to Applications, or use the Go button in the top and choose Applications. And in Applications, double-click on MacKeeper. You can also use this robot head in the top right here next to the clock. You can click it and choose Open MacKeeper. That is the fastest way to open MacKeeper. And Spotlight, again, is always to your service. You can type in MacKeeper and you'll see some options that you have. So let's open it by double-clicking on it in the Applications folder. Now, the interface of this MacKeeper that you see at the moment, it might be slightly different from the one that you have on your computer, because this is MacKeeper 3.x. It is not yet widely officially released. Only a few chosen ones, so to say, have it at the moment. Soon it will be widely officially released and you'll be able to use it as well. But the functionality and the names of the tools, at least at the moment of this recording, are the same. So you'll be able to find all the same buttons almost in all the same places. So today I will show you how to use the Login Items tool, the Update Tracker tool, the Backup, and the Fast Recovery tool. So let's start with Login Items tool, because it is one of the most easy to use tools in MacKeeper. Login Items basically allows us to get rid of certain applications that are being started with the computer. So if you have a lot of applications that are being started with the computer, that might slow down the process of booting of the Mac. So you can click on Boost Startup, and here we'll see if we have any applications that are being started with the system. They will be in this list. The opposite thing that we can do using the Login Items tool, if we do want some application to start with the system, is to add some application here. So we can click the Add button in the bottom left and choose that certain application if we would like to start it with the system. So click it in the list and then choose Open. That will add it to the list, and that will start it up with the system. You can put a check mark here next to Hide. What this will do is basically tell the system if we would like to see the window of that application on the startup or not. If we would simply like the application to open but do not want to see its window right from the start, we can put a check mark here, and basically it will start up like this in the dock. It will have a light below it. It will start up, but it will not show us its window. If we would like to remove something from this list, just click on it, select it, and click Remove. That usually, well, I've seen Macs that had like almost 20 applications started with the system, and well, I never saw a Mac that started longer and slower than that. So removing applications from this list actually helped on that Mac. Let's continue with the Backup tool. As I mentioned, Backup is something that you do need to use. I strongly advise you to use the Backup tool, because nothing in this world is eternal, and especially the hard drives. In my case, my hard drives do not live longer than 2-3 years, and I've had a accident when my hard drive failed and I lost all the information because I did not do backups. The backup in MacKeeper is slightly different from the one that comes with the Mac, the Time Machine. So if you would like to have a backup of the whole system, if you would like to have the backup that you can use after you, for example, reinstall the system or reformat the drive, I suggest you to use the Time Machine, because Time Machine is doing that type of the backup. But in case you do not have a big enough external hard drive, or in case you only want to back up a certain folder with some very important information to you, you can use the backup in MacKeeper. And in order to use it, simply click the Add Backup button at the bottom of the tool. Choose what to backup. Let's go to my desktop and choose this folder. We can name the duplicate group, backup group here. So we can name it, for example, backup 1, and click Add. It will add it to this list. We'll be able to see the content of it if we click the triangle next to it. The first thing we need to do is to select the destination of the backup. To do so, we can click the Manage Destinations here. So click on this button and then choose Manage Destinations. In Manage Destinations, we can remove items from the list. So we can click the item and then click the minus button, or add. If you would like to do the backup to some external hard drive that is connected to your Mac via the cable, for example, you need to click the plus here at the bottom, choose My Mac, and then instead of the default Documents destination, click on these 3 dots, and that will allow you to choose some external hard drive to do the backup. I'm sorry, I forgot to take my external hard drive here. So I will do the backup to the same drive that my files are on, and that is something I do not advise you to do, because, well, there's no point in backing up the files onto the same hard drive, because in case it will fail, you lose the backup as well. But I forgot to take my external drive. I'm sorry. I'll choose my movies as a destination for the backup. And we can double click to rename the backup group, or we can click on this cog as well and choose rename if you would like to give it a more interesting name. So let's close it, and instead of no destination, let's choose movies, because I want to back it up to movies. You can leave it on manual in case you would like to only manually do the backups. But for your convenience, you can do the scheduled backup as well. So you can click manual and choose, for example, weekly backup, and set up when exactly you would like to do the backup. The computer needs to be on at that certain moment in order to do the backup. In case it is not on, in case it is sleeping or it is off, the backup will be done as soon as the Mac will start up when you turn on the Mac. So let's set it to Wednesday, for example, and click OK. The next thing that is interesting here is copies. Because again, as I mentioned, MacKeeper backup is not the same as the Time Machine backup. So Time Machine backup has like one backup and backs up all the files, and backs up only like new files. The backup in MacKeeper makes separate copies with the frequency that you told it to, and the number of backups that you told it to as well. So let's go to the music folder so that you can see the whole process in action. So let's do the manual backup and click the Backup Now button. That shows us the time of the backup and movies. Clicked music, and here we can see now the backup group as we named it, backup 1, and inside it there is a backup. It has a .backup like extension, but it is really simply a folder, so you can click it in order to open it up and see what's in it. Now, so that's the first backup, and it has our files inside it. Now let's do the second backup. Click the Backup Now again, and it creates the second folder. So in case you had some changes made between the backups, these two will contain different files or different number of files where, well, this will be the latest one. So now let's do the third copy, and now we have 3 copies in it. And what happens when we click the Backup Now button for the 4th time? It will delete the oldest backup, the first backup, and create the 4th one. Well, rather, create the 4th one first and then delete the first one. So now we still have 3 backups, but the oldest one is deleted and the latest is being created. So that's how it works, how the backup in MacKeeper works. It creates separate backups. In case we would like to stop making some backups, we can click the item in the list and click Remove here at the bottom. In case we did not use the backup, we do not have backups, and we removed some files accidentally, there is still a chance to retrieve them. Because when you delete some file on the computer, only the information about where exactly on the drive that file was is being removed from the system. But actual bytes, the zeros and ones still remain on the hard drive and are waiting until you rewrite them with some new information. So like the files are still there, the information that was inside the file is still there. The system simply does not know that it can find that file there. And files recovery is the tool that you can use to try to recover certain files and folders. So if you only now removed some picture, for example, you can do the files recovery, and chances are great that you will be able to recover it. Due to technical reasons, unfortunately, files recovery cannot recover like all the files. It can only recover certain file types, and let me show you what are those. So let's go to the official website, MacKeeper.com, and on the website, in the data control on the MacKeeper tab, we'll see the files recovery and some information about that. Basically, it can recover 5 main types of files: audio, video, photos, documents, and archives. And here we have details on what file types exactly it can recover. So that again is on MacKeeper.com. If we click the data control and go to files recovery. First thing we need to do is to click Select Volumes to Scan. It will show us the list of currently connected devices. So if you have some external drives, you can also scan them for files that you can still recover. But in case your external drive failed in a way that you cannot even see it in the Finder, files recovery will not be able to recover files from it because, well, it will not be able to read it even. So that usually that happens when the drive failed completely on the hardware level. Sorry. So let's click Start Scan, and it will ask us for our administrative password. Let's confirm that we would like to find some files to recover. The scan might take quite a while because it needs to check the whole free space on the drive, and depending on the size of the hard drive and depending on the speed of read and write on the drive, it may take quite a while, from half an hour to even a couple hours. Here we have conveniently different tabs, so if we would like to see only images or only videos, we can click on those. We can also use the filter field at the bottom right and type in certain extension that we would like to find. For example, MP3. So let's type in .mp3, and it did not find any yet, but if we type in .jpeg, it will certainly show us some items in the list. Also, we have the Quick Look option, so you can click on any item in the list and then either click Quick Look or just press the space on the keyboard. If we already found the file that we would like to recover, we can stop the scan. We can then uncheck or check the files that we would like to recover using the buttons here. So if we'd like to uncheck every item and then put check marks only next to certain files, we can do that. And the recovery can only be done to some external drives or to other partitions if you have multiple. So it cannot be done to the same partition where the files were found, because basically when you recover these files, they are being copied, and during this process they can rewrite other files that are still waiting to be recovered. So that might cause some unpredictable consequences. People say that glitch art came in that way. So yes, we do need to use some external drive to do the recovery. To do the recovery, click the recover button at the bottom and choose the destination. So if we have some external drive, we can use it to as a destination for the recovery. And the final last but not least tool is the updates tracker. Apple did a great job with keeping the default applications and applications installed from the App Store up to date. To check those, we can click the Apple icon in the top left and choose Software Update. And that will open up the App Store and check for available applications that were installed from the App Store or were default. But that is not the case with the third-party applications, and usually you do have quite a lot of those third-party applications on your system. And in case those do not have a built-in way to check for available updates for them, you can end up with old, rusty, glitchy versions of applications. And that is why we have created this powerful tool for you, the Update Tracker. So let's go on and click View Apps at the bottom in the center. And this shows us the third-party applications that can be updated or are up to date. So the green dot next to the item in the list means that it is up to date. Its current version is the available one. The yellow dot means that the application has the beta version available. So for Firefox, for example, we have the version 34 beta available. And the red circle, the red dot, means that the application is out of date. To update it, either simply click Update, that will update this certain item that we have selected at the moment, or click Update All in order to update them all. Here we also have the star, which allows us to add that certain application to favorites list if we would like to do that. Or if we do not want to update certain application, if we love the version enough to keep it on the system and out of date, we can hold the Control key on the keyboard. So Control click on the item in the list and choose Move to Blacklist. That will make the updates tracker stop checking for updates for that certain application. There are three ways how Updates Tracker can update your app. The first one, the easiest, the best one, is the automatic way, when you simply click Update and it does all the things on the background and probably only ask you for the administrative password. Second one is when it downloads the DMG and you need to manually drag the application from the DMG file into the applications folder. That's like semi-automatic. And the third one, in cases when the manufacturer decided to either check if you do purchase the license, for example, for the application, or if the manufacturer wants you to pay for the update or the upgrade. In that case, the update tracker will open up the web page for you. You'll be able to either authenticate and confirm that you do have the license for that certain application, or maybe pay for the upgrade. So that's the third manual way. But in most cases, usually you'll need to click Update All and it will do everything for you. You might notice that not every application is in this list. We are working on adding new applications constantly. In case you would like to see certain third-party application in this list, please send us an email to support@MacKeeper.com, and our developers will do their best to add that certain application into this list for you, and it will be available in the upcoming updates. And let me remind you that in every MacKeeper, there is a tool that is called Geek on Demand, which you can use to ask virtually any questions that are not related to MacKeeper, but are related to computers or any electronic devices even. So if you have questions on iOS devices, iPhones, iPads, or Mac computers, PC computers, you can use the Geek on Demand tool to ask your questions. Simply click Start using Geek on Demand, then click New Demand in the top right, and describe your question or your issue, and our geeks will answer within 48 hours using the email. 48 hours is the maximum time that it takes for our geeks to send you a response. So that's it from me for today. Again, this was the third webinar in the series, the final webinar in the series about the optimization, the ways how you can optimize the work of your computer and your work on the computer. This is the final in the series, but again, the series will be repeated again in 2015, maybe in January, maybe in February. We'll go again through all three webinars about the cleanup, about the security, and about the optimization. In case you would like to see the recording of the previous two sessions, please simply write us an email to support@mackeeper.com. We'll send you links to previous two webinars and the link for the recording of this webinar in case you missed something or in case you joined us later, will be sent to you tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. So do not worry if you missed something. Thank you very much for those who've been with me for all three webinars. I hope to see you again in an upcoming year. Again, our developers probably will come up with something huge. Something tells me, my sixth sense tells me that they will do something great. And yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Now I will answer your questions. Those of you who do not get sound or video, sorry. Probably there were some issues with the connection. Again, we will send you an email with the link to the recording, so you'll receive it tomorrow. Okay, so let's see what you had to ask. Links, okay. Steve Gary asks us, on Update Tracker, I tried to update some apps and to, for instance, Adobe Acrobat go through 50% if the update, and then will not allow me to continue because it does not recognize and I have had to cancel the update. Well, sometimes there are issues with the connection with the servers from where the updates are being downloaded. Usually, Adobe products have built-in check for update inside them. So usually you can click like the application menu here and choose check for updates, well, somewhere in the menu. Please try to use that option. We'll check if everything is okay with the link for the Adobe Acrobat in the database. Thank you for telling us. By the way, if you have any issues with the updates tracker, again, please either contact our chat support or send us an email to support@mackeeper.com. Okay, let's see what else you had to ask. I see. Most of you are asking about the links. Yes, I will send the links probably in an hour or so. You will receive an email with the links for the first and the second webinar. Okay, so if you have any more questions, I will stay here in the webinar for a couple more minutes, so you can ask the questions again. And yes, again, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you soon again in 2015. My name is Roman. Thank you, and have a good one. Bye.